What's up, you guys? Hope all of you are doing great. So, I have been away for some time, but I am back now, and I do apologize for that because, like I've said before, I don't trade full time, but I am actually employed full time. So, sometimes my week get a bit hectic to find the time to analyze the market, try to also trade as much as I can, and also do a video. Sometimes it's extremely busy, so I fail to do that, but I do apologize. And also, I have been, in a couple of weeks, I have been learning some stuff that do relate to trading. I will make it a point to share with you guys because I believe it's one of the things that I have struggled the most and it's something that most traders do struggle. You might find that you know the direction of the market, where the market will go, but in a where do you actually enter the trade? Where do you actually put your entry? That has been a challenging factor for me in terms of how many trades I've won compared to how many trades I've lost, because sometimes you put your entry and then the market goes and trigger your entry, but then it moves down and then it hits your stop loss and then it reverses, going back to the same direction that you hope the market will go to. So I have been learning a lot of stuff in regards to trade entry, and at some point I hope I will find enough time to share with you guys, and hopefully you guys will also find value in that video. But for today and for this week, we will be doing the same pairs. We'll be doing the AUD JPY, AUD USD, Euro USD, and GBP JPY. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, let's look at the AUD JPY. And I think a couple of weeks back, 2 weeks back, I did post an analysis on which was the last weekly analysis video, and my view on the pair, the AUD JPY, it was essentially that I would like to see more longs or more moves to the upside, and essentially this was the analysis that I did post on TradingView. And oh, by the way, we do have the links on the TradingView underneath the description below, of which we usually do post our analysis, so you can go and check them over there also. So my analysis on the AUD JPY, as you can see, it was long, and I did put these pathways, of which the price didn't move exactly the same way, and I really don't think honestly that is the purpose of this. But the market did essentially move out and move up, and this is the same thing that I was talking about, especially in the introduction video, that you may know the direction of the market, but where do you exactly place your entry levels? That also is a situation, because even though, yes, my analysis and the bias that I had was the market would go up, where would I have actually placed the entry? Where would have been the optimal place to place an entry? Because some people will just simply tell you, when the market is moving up, wait for retracement. Let's say if it's like 50 to 61.8 on Fib level, put your entry there and wait for the market to come back to that level for you to get triggered to go long. But sometimes you do that, you may end up missing a trade. The market may be going in the different direction and actually go through your entry and go through your stop losses, or the market may do exactly what you thought it would do. But all those things are probabilities. So yeah, this was the direction of the week before, and this is what the market has done so far. Now, going back again to this week on a daily time frame, my analysis is pretty much the same. I'm still expecting more move to the upside. Like you can see right now here, my count is still 1, 2, 3. This whole move here as wave 4, and now back to finish the 5th wave to the upside. But looking now again to this wave 5, let me just zoom in. Now looking at this 5th wave, this is where now I'm finding I'm finding problems with this, because if you look at this move here, the internal structure does seem to be like it's breaking down. The internal structure does seem like it's breaking down in the threes rather than breaking it down in the fives. You can see this is 1, 2, and then you have 3. After this here, you can see that there is another break of structure to the upside. Now this is where I find a problem with this entire move. How do I count this? That is the question that I have been asking myself. Could it be that there's a probability that this whole move is the fourth wave is not completed, that you have wave W, and then you have wave W, wave X, and then wave Y, and then wave Y larger to the downside? Because again, if I'm going to count this as wave 5, I need to see 5 wave moves to the upside. That move has to be impulsive in every single way. But now when I'm looking down at the internal structures of this wave, especially again, let's go to the 4 hours. When I'm going down, especially on the 4 hours, looking at the internal structures, this move over here, sorry, I'm just trying to find one of the tools that I had here. Oh, here it is. This move over here, you have wave 1, you have wave 2, you have wave 3, you have wave 4, you have wave 5, which did not break the structure, so I usually don't like to count it. So for me, I will go all the way up. But then again, how do you count this as wave 1? Now that's another question. But overall, this move to the upside, it does look impulsive, and that's why for me, as it stands right now, I do believe that this is the 5th wave. I will, depending on how also the market opens up on Monday, I am going to sit out on this pair. Unless otherwise this impulsive move over here prints out something that I do actually understand. It prints out a pattern that I do understand. Then I might be tempted to take trades to the upside, because I still do believe the market, especially this AUD-JPY pair, has more chance of moving to the upside than to the downside. But because we can see this impulsive move, it has not had any breaks. For a couple of days, we have not had any breaks. We have just been pushing upwards and upwards and upwards. So yes, a retracement is bound to happen at some point. And if I will be able to understand the pattern of the correction, then definitely I will be pursuing to take my buy trades. So what will I be doing this week on this pair? 1, I will be waiting for retracement pattern, and then I will be taking my buys to the upside. So AUD-JPY, if I am going to trade it, I will be taking buys only, but I have to see some form of a corrective pattern to the downside before I commit myself and take any buy trades. All right, I'm looking at the AUD USD, especially on the analysis that I did previously. Again, my analysis on this pair was that I would be expecting more to the upside. But then again, as you're looking at the analysis in itself, in terms of the lines or the pathway that I did place before, it didn't quite actually do that. And again, this goes back to proving the point that I've already spoken about making sure that when you're entering the trading in your trades, it doesn't just matter about the direction, but you also have to look at where exactly should you enter. So even though I'm putting my bias on the weekend, that my bias on this pair is to the upside or my bias on this pair is to the downside, But then again, you have to again wait on Monday to see how the Monday will open, how your bias is holding, and then even if it does actually hold, where are you actually entering the market? Because according to this analysis here, and you can see it is labeled green. In a sense, when I said that it was going long, or I'm expecting to go long, the market did essentially go long, because this low over here was never broken. This low was never broken. This major low was never broken. So technically, this market is still long. But this dip over here, this dip is actually significant. So if I would have just decided, okay, fine, over the weekend this market is going up, so I'm just placing my order, I would have been stopped out. So yeah, I just want to emphasize on that, because I did actually receive a question on one of the trades that I did post with the bias that I had, and this person asked, so when should I buy, or like, should I buy now? Like that is not a realistic question to ask. So again, looking at what I'm expecting this coming week, I am expecting this pair to continue to move to the upside, more to the upside again. I don't believe that this upside move is finished, and then after this upside move, then maybe we can start to look for any shorts. Now when we're going down to the 4 hours time frame, you can see the labeling here that I'm using is this whole move here is wave A, followed by wave B, wave C, and a major wave A, and then you can count this 3-wave move, of which they were already the structure was already broken at this level, indicating that this move is finished. So again, the labeling is ABC, making the larger wave B. Now here is where it's interesting. Here you already see an impulsive move with wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you have two options here. You have option 1, of which to think that this is wave C, because if you already have wave B, this essentially is wave C. It's an impulsive move. That is your option number 1. Your option number 2 is to think of this as wave 1 or wave A. That means you'll be expecting to see a retracement before any form of move to the upside. So what I'm waiting for the market to do next week, or this coming week rather, is for this impulsive move to be finished, to see a retracement that will fail to break this low down here. If this low is not broken by this retracement, then that means the market is more likely to move to the upside, to continue to move to the upside. But as of now, I am expecting the market to continue to move to the upside, but I will wait for this confirmation probably on Monday or Tuesday. Now coming again to the EUR/USD, my analysis for this week also has not changed much compared to in regards to what my view was from the previous week, because like you can see on the post that I did make, my view was that you would see this small up move before you see this bigger move to the downside. It's still loading. I think my internet is a bit slow, but anyways, this is the line that I drew last time when I did the analysis. My view was that the market will go up to make what it seems like a wave 4 before we see this bigger move to the downside, of which it will make the 5th wave. Yeah, there we go. So coming again to this week, on the daily time frame, I'm still having the same view. So we are seeing this move to the upside, of which for me, seeing as these are only three waves, this is more likely wave A, wave B, and now we're on a wave C of wave 4. So this coming week, I will be expecting to see this down move to this down move. Now notice that we're on a daily time frame, so we might get this move maybe down here, or a full wave, or a full move, of which is very unlikely, but we will see. But all in all, what I will be expecting to see this coming week is a move to the downside only. So my bias is to sell the pair, and that is what I will be looking forward to. Now looking back at the GJ on a daily time frame, we can see that the pair has been ranging in this range for a while. And yeah, to be honest, I have not even labeled it properly because I have been struggling understanding what pattern of what corrective pattern this is. So in terms of a bias, up to this moment, unless this pair either breaks these highs or it breaks these lows, essentially I don't have any bias, and I will just be staying away from this pair until two of those things have happened. So yeah, I will just be staying away from GJ for now until I have an idea of what pattern the market is actually presenting in front of me. Alright, so that's the end of our weekly analysis for this week. And yeah, I would just also like to ask you guys to go on our social media, our Instagram and our Twitter. We do post more posts there, post analysis. We do post some psychological and motivational tips on a weekly basis. And also just like to remind you that we are actually present and active on TradingView. So you can just go there to interact, to put your comments there. If you have any questions in regards to the analysis that we have posted, I think it's easier to communicate in that platform. So until next week, all the best.